It's your daytime queen, out of the pub, of course, and I'm joining in the studio with my sister. Tamar Braxton's in the building.
Yeah, can I go live?
Yeah, you can go live.
Okay, I'm going live right now.
We doing a little girl talk.
Look, I'm late. I can't. Look, I don't know the social media life, y'all. I'm sorry.
And you don't know social media life.
Not really. Let me just tell you something. Me and Linda was just talking outside, and I was like, I probably need to get a fake page because I forget that people follow me and watch me, and I'm famous because I'm so regular.
Yeah.
And everything is taken out of context, and so I was like,
People be reading too deep.
People be going all the way deep down in the ground, and I'm like, oh, okay, well,
so unnecessary.
It's whatever.
Oh, goodness. Well, you look good.
You
come in the studio, they was like, Tamar's here. And I'm like, how Tamar here? And she ain't coming to my studio. Not today, honey. We're not doing this today.
She was like, let's go to Hot. I was like, let's go.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're here. You're in town, of course, in Detroit for the Redemption of a Dog stage play. First of all, I'm so happy that you really like dipping and dabbing real deep into this like play life. Yeah. Like really getting your acting on. Talk to me a little bit about it.
Oh, man. First of all, how could I say no to Jakarius Johnson and Snoop Dogg together?
Right.
Like, who does
at the
that?
same
time. And the piece was so amazing. And it's like all of my speed. It's like a concert. It's a great message. It's singing. And it's so much fun, So we have a ball every single night. And, it speaks to my spirit, too. You know what I mean? And we all need that sometimes. I'm always looking for redemption, child. I feel like redemption queen. Redemption of the Tamar and the dog.
Redemption of the Tamar. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot going on with you in the personal life. You know what I'm saying? And I told you, I'm not going to run all this back. I want to have some real deal girl talk with you. From the divorce, you getting that bounce back. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women. Hey, you doing a good job at it now, sister. I ain't gonna knock it. I ain't gonna knock it. You know what I'm saying? The glow up is 1,000, million, trillion.
Oh, thank you.
How was it getting into that space though?
Oh, it was hard. Imagine having a best friend for 16 years and you're splitting up. Like it's the hardest thing ever. And it wasn't one thing in particular. It was like an accumulation of things. You know what I mean? Number one, I just felt like everything was a blurred line. The work, the relationship, the parenting, and when you throw that all in the same boat, it's a lot, and marriage is hard, already, and throwing those elements around it was a mistake, basically.
Yeah. So tell me this, being a parent in the midst of all this, because a lot of the time, people get the roles confused. Yeah. I feel like to some extent because it's just like, you're Tamar. Oh, you're Tamar. But then it's like at home, like I'm just Tamar, right? And then you're a mom too. Yeah. So you're really playing like 3-4 roles all up in one and still trying to keep it all together. Where were you at mentally as a parent, being that mom?
Yeah, he was my only concern.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's kind of why I stayed away from a lot of people and a lot of things for a while, because I needed to implement the fact that things at home was not going to change. So I think that now we've gotten into the pace of the new normal. Everything is all good.
That's good.
Yeah.
So how long does it take to really click in with that space though? Because the new normal takes a while. When you talk about 16 years of dedicating yourself, your whole self to a relationship, being that mom, being that wife, being that person, and then the new normal is like Tamar's out here to play. You know what I'm saying? That's a big adjustment.
It's a huge adjustment, but I'm telling you something. It's up to the individual, unfortunately. Some of us are further along than others, and it's a mindset. You have to want to move forward. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you wanted to move forward, and somebody's helped you to do.
Well, I didn't expect any of that. I bumped into my really, really good friend's birthday party. And I'm telling you, it was love at first sight. Yeah. For both of us. Yeah. I believe.
Now, Tamar came up in here, y'all. She came up and was like, we heard your little report yesterday. My little radio went up, and I'm here to set the record straight. I was like, she posted something on Instagram, so tell me about the post, because you posted something on Instagram the other day.
But the post is basically about my baby father. And if you have Baby Father Chronicles, baby, I got stories for you.
Right.
That's what it's about, and me and T'Challa are great, Okay.
Tell me about him. If you could describe him? He made me want to Wakanda forever just with the name alone. Tell me what's 3 things about him that you just, if you had to describe him outside of anybody else, it was a whole bunch of guys lined up. and we all looking at him, but you give me these 3 words and I'm going to know that's him.
First, I would see his light.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that light. Wait a minute, because talk to me about the light.
He is beautiful inside and out. Mm-hmm. And he's so positive, and he's radiant. Like,
okay, this light.
All right. He's kind, and he's smart, and he's, thoughtful, and he thinks about other people's feelings, and, he's helped me be a better person. And look at the bright side of things, and not look at, well, they did this to me, so I'm going to be like that. It's like, no, but you have to remain who you are at all times. And whenever, you have a person to speak positive energy over you, like, positive things happen.
Being that man and being that covering. Hello? Is it night and day from Vince?
No, it's not, because a lot of people think Vince is a bad person, and he's not a bad person. It's just that...
And I got to pause you there, because I appreciate you not talking. You had a lot of opportunities to kind of just, like, take digs, and you haven't.
Because it's not necessary. It's not necessary, because then I'd be lying, and I'm not a liar. I am outspoken, but I'm not a liar. Whatever I say, you always can take that to the bank.
Right.
To cash that check.
All receipts.
Yeah, all of them. And sometimes I don't even put out receipts because it's damaging to the other person. And so I'd rather go ahead on and take that hit because I'm used to it.
Yeah.
And it's easier than for me to put out things about other people. Wow, what am I going to get out of that? Nothing, not one thing out of that. And what I'm going to get out about talking about my son's father. And
as
the person,
that's going to change.
That's not going to change. And the person who's had my back for 16 years. And, I mean, I'm not saying at all times were we, on the up and up and everything was great. No. But for the most part, he's not a horrible person.
He's not a horrible person.
Period. And he's a great businessman. I'm sorry.
I'm with it. Do you think your relationship is going to change? Has it changed with you being into something else?
16 years ago, Tamar was not the same woman. You know what I mean? I wanted different things.
How have you grown?
I've grown a lot, and I know that I have because T'Challa, I'm sorry. I mean,
a good man to bring out some good qualities in the
Do you understand what I'm saying? And then being by yourself, you'll see the qualities that you have to offer.
What's changed about you? What's been brought to Tamar's light since T'Challa?
Since T'Challa.
Since T'Challa.
I pay attention a lot to my actions. And I pay a lot of attention. You say, Linda's true, yeah. I make sure at the end of the day I walk away making sure I've done something for somebody else. And not just for me. Like, what is this? It's not for me.
I feel a sense of, I love that we're talking like this.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like you like my big sister. We just like catching up. I feel like there's been a turn of accountability concerning you.
Yeah.
And I say that because as a fan, I appreciate your artistry and I see you as a person.
Yeah.
And the accountability factor has changed. I see, so you say in the sense T'Challa that you're recognizing different things about you. That's accountability, right?
Yeah.
You're taking responsibility
Absolutely.
for actions. What made you want to come out with the situation about the child molestation situation?
Well, that situation was brought out for me. We shot the show, and I was sitting around the table, and it came out. And I never had a conversation about it. And, being on reality TV, which is not my favorite thing to do anymore, I just wasn't sure if they was going to air that and air it in the way that they wanted to air it. And I just felt very powerful.
Because people don't understand that they chip and chop all the different things that they want, so it's not shot straight on, guys.
No, it's not. That whole thing was clips, and I'm not even going to lie about that. Yeah, I just kind of had to take my power back. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't my choice to talk about. It wasn't my choice to have that happen to me, but it was my choice to tell my story. So I had to tell my story.
You think that he allows you that space to really just accept what has been Tamar and welcome in the new Tamar?
What's so crazy is at the time when we talked about it, T'Challa and myself, I had only known him for maybe a couple weeks.
So you felt vulnerable and at your absolute, that's how I know you love him.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot. First of all, it's a lot to, in the situation in which you had to have the discussion, that's a lot to kind of put on your family, to be recording reality television.
I didn't put that on my family. I had no idea they knew.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I had no idea. So I felt all of those same emotions that I felt whenever it happened. So
girl, you gonna make me tear up.
Well, it's just the truth.
Yeah.
And so I had to some way take my power back. I had to, because I felt stripped of every emotion that I was allowed to have, even my secret. Do you understand what I'm saying? That I've kept for so long. And how dare you record this? How dare you want to talk about this in front? You have to understand, when you're shooting a reality show, especially that kind of reality show, it was at least 100 people behind the scenes. So it was homegirl and her company. It was my sisters, her people. You know, I got about 4 or 5 sisters.
So it's not a private moment.
No, it's not a private moment. It
was
like 100 people there. And it was humiliating. And, you know, and people can say what they want to say about me, but, you know, I have feelings too. And because I was caught off guard, and my assistant, you know, who loves me so much, you know, was like, this is some BS, and da-da-da, as he was supposed to feel. You know, I said something back, and then it turned into almost a lawsuit. And I'm like, oh, but I'm sorry, but you can talk about me, but I can't say nothing.
But we can't say nothing about you.
Yeah, so that's how that happened. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, the accountability factors in once again. It's still my responsibility not to say anything. You know, and still be a good person.
To see your growth is just so beautiful, and I'm over here in tears. You are crazy.
It's just the truth.
But I love it, and I thank you for sharing that. The redemption of Tamar. What does that look like?
Girl, everyday struggle. You know, it's never have been a big deal to me to go back and apologize to people, especially when I know that I've hurt somebody's feelings, and I'm a Pisces. So,
me too,
are you really? So
yes.
You know what that feels like.
Yes.
Like, oh, boo, I was just in the moment. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Right.
Like,
but I said what I felt, but I didn't really
I shed,
yeah.
but
yeah.
I didn't mean to hurt you while I said that. And so
that's a daily Pisces struggle.
That's why I said girls daily. But now I think before I speak, and then I look at the whole situation, and then you have something to say, or do you think you don't?
All right.
Yeah.
2 things, words of advice to those seeking some type of redemption for themselves. You've been there, you've done that, you've seen it, got the t-shirt, the tracksuit. You in Detroit, you got the tracksuit. You got the parka coat.
Yeah.
What do you tell that person seeking redemption?
Look at yourself and make sure you're ready. Because if you don't look at yourself and you're not ready, you're going to do more harm than good. The whole world is going to seem wrong. And it's going to look like everybody has wronged you. Instead of knowing the position that you play. Because how else can you change? You can't change it.
I feel like that spills into the second part of this question.
Oh, it's another
What do you tell the lady that's out there, been in a similar situation, looking for love, or maybe not even experiencing the same thing, going through a divorce, being so public or whatnot, but just experiencing finding a new love and accepting that new love and being open to that when you've been hurt before?
Listen, had I not, you have to take time to know yourself. How you like your eggs? How you like your steak? I thought I liked my steak well done. I actually like it medium. You know, really, you have to really get to know yourself. Because had I not gone through all the things that I went through, I would not have known how to accept that kind of love. True, uninhibited. I accept you for you. It's whatever anybody says can't change how I feel about you. It's you can't accept that kind of love unless you truly love yourself.
And well said from Miss Tamar Braxton. Y'all keep it locked right here inside 107.5.